What's up, guys? Welcome to another edition of Getting to Know You, where we have the extraordinary Ryan McDowell, which we'll get to in just a second. First off, take care of the housekeeping. Want to thank Dean over at The Live Place, www.theliveplace.com. Please go check him out. He hosts our show as well, over 110 shows now. He's got some new stuff coming up on The Live Place. You're not going to want to miss it. Please go check him out. Also, my partner channels, Mouse Talk, goes live every Tuesday with Dissanity at 8 o'clock and live with me on Saturdays for Sports Night at 8 o'clock as well. And Rob Fuzz goes live on Fridays at 4 o'clock with either Pub Talk or Frankie Friday. Make sure you check them out. And, of course, my brothers, the Dis and That crew. We go live at 9 o'clock on Wednesdays. Don't miss 9 o'clock, or this Wednesday, if you saw the thumbnail. We have a little contest coming up you're going to want to see. So make sure you check it out Wednesday. Chef Family goes live on Saturdays at 9:30. Zip goes live with Tuesdays at 6:30. And Brandy and Dave go live whenever they want to. So make sure you check them out. And then check out Disney Dan goes live on Saturdays with Disney Fiasco at 7 o'clock. So going to get right to this. Welcome in Mike Wheeler, Samantha Lowe, Rockin' Robin, Lori French, Captain Akron 27, Thena Amazing, Nick Gates, Gary B, James Ryan, Donna Jaworski, Andrew Bidding, Jersey Mike, Karen Cook, Happy Hopper, Alex Brunner, and it jumped on me, Kathy Parlapiano, Rebecca Bell, Tina McNeil, Bill Steffen, Timothy Rainwaters, Big Noah Mountain 5, sorry, guys. Nathan Rada, what's up, buddy? It's Joey's World. Welcome in the Do Philly crew. Brian 85, Mike 88 NYC, Andrea Houston. Welcome in. Thank you guys so much for being here. Tim Pruitt. Well, hashtag promoted. That must be a Josh thing because that's something only a few of us really know. So welcome in, guys. Also, Candy Mom 15, Rob Wieska, Andrew Bidding, Zippity Doodad. Welcome in, buddy. Said that with a little bit of emphasis, but welcome in, guys. And I think I'm got to go back down to the bottom because I'm way behind. Michelle the Quilter, Marguerite Nagy, Nick Gates, Mrs. Darling, welcome in. The Hitchhiking Bones, thank you guys for being here. Wendy Luhu promoted as well. Thank you guys so much for being here. And thank you so much for bringing everybody over, Josh, Triple P. Blue Nose 352, Chris, what is up, brother? Thank you for being here. Myers and the Mouse, that is definitely I got promoted. For those of you who don't know, it's a thing that Kelly has got me hooked on. I'm not going to announce it because I don't know if I should, but it's a thing on YouTube. It has nothing to do with us, but it's a thing about Call of Duty, basically. Magic of the Mouse TV, Bill, welcome in, buddy. Thank you for being here. Jonathan Chong, welcome in. Timothy Rainwaters, I think I said, but welcome in again. Welcome in, everybody. So, guys, if I missed you, I apologize. Please just repost. We'll get to you. Mary Kehoe, thank you. Shep, welcome in, buddy. You got promoted more than me. That's not true, Shep. We can go look at the rank if you don't believe me. I play more than you, though. Christine Hickman, welcome in. Guys, there's a lot of you. Nana Barb, welcome in. Thank you guys so much for being here. Hopefully I got everybody. If I missed you, I apologize. It looks like Paula Rainwaters, welcome in, Paula. Lori French, I think I said hi, but welcome into you as well. All right. If I missed you guys, I'm going to go back to the bottom. Please just repost because I have an incredible guest here tonight that I want to get straight to. Melissa Gover, welcome in. I want to get straight to this guest because you guys saw him. If you didn't see him, mods, please post the link to Zip's. What is it? The chat is more than just a name now. Steamboat Disney, welcome in. Sandy Pandy, welcome in. Dale, what's up, brother? Wow, you guys are amazing. But Brian 85, welcome in, buddy. But somebody please post the link to Zip's show because we have with us the incredible, actually, I think I put the extraordinary Ryan McDowell. Ryan, what's up, brother? Thank you for being here.
Hey, what's going on there, Stevie?
Not much, buddy. We were talking a little bit before the stream about nothing about how this is going to work. So I haven't really told you that. Tim Pruitt, welcome in. Pete McDevitt, welcome in, buddy. Gaston67, welcome in. Thank you guys so much for being here.
Let me just say first, Steve, like extraordinary, and I don't know what you said, exceptional, extraordinary. I don't think I've ever been called those in my life.
Well, maybe I just don't know you well enough yet, but that's what we're here for. So, but no, you are, if ever was, the four of us guys are as weird and wacky as ever. And the day we had you on our show, we were texting while you were on stream, like with us. We were texting back and forth. Why does he not have a YouTube channel? Hunter Pegram, welcome in. Oh, your brother-in-law.
Yeah, I had to text my whole family that I was going to be a YouTube star today.
That is, well, you're going to be a YouTube star for sure. Not on my channel, but for your own for sure. We'll get into that.
He is down at the beach, and I am jealous.
Oh, I had a buddy that just went to the beach, and he's been sending me pictures. It's terrible, but
yeah, it's. I am not at the beach, and I am disappointed.
usually when I pull people on here, we talk about yourself, we talk about your YouTube channel, what got you interested in YouTube. So this is gonna be a little different because number one, you got a YouTube channel, but it's for chat purposes only right now, correct?
Right.
And then we're gonna fix that. But on top of that, we still love this and Disney. Well, we do too. That's why we're all here, actually. So Surfer Girl 326, welcome in. Mickey's Magic, welcome in. But he's with Steve, which is even better than being on the beach. There you go, Meg.
Exactly right.
Two friends together is better than one friend on a beach by himself.
Cheers to that.
Yes. So, but anyways, I'm going to start by asking you whatever you would like to disclose, and we're going to get into a little analytical thinking later, because I was so happy when you texted me and said, "Hey, can we do some analytical diving into some things here?" And I was like, "Absolutely, really impressed." But I do want to still ask you a few of the same things. That is, the first thing is obviously just tell us a little bit about you. What makes you, your life, whatever you want to disclose about you and your family. Platform is yours to tell people who you are.
Yeah, no, it's I'm a North Carolinian. Been here my whole life. My wife is the same way, and we've been together 14 years. We just celebrated our 10th year anniversary, unfortunately, during this pandemic. So, I mean, we, like a lot of people I said before in the other stream, like we've had a celebration that was subdued. And so I think we plan on having our 11th year anniversary, like have a big blowout, but it'll like, people be like, what are you celebrating? You're like, our 11th year anniversary. But my wife and I live here. Our parents we're fortunate enough to have both our parents or like both sides of our families like live here in North Carolina. Unfortunately, like Zip moved, or not Zip, my sister moved up towards Zip in like the Connecticut area and whatnot. So I get to see her a few times a year. But other than that, we're all here in North Carolina. And yeah, I mean, like it's we met in college and we've been living here for 14 years here in southern part of North Carolina and having a good time and doing a lot of Disney like in the past 5 or 6 years. So it's been a good role.
That's awesome. And speaking of Disney, what got your interest into Disney? How did you find Disney? Where did that love start?
Well, I mean, I went when I was 5 years old, and I told the story like with Zip that like my dad come to know that my dad was just like, I'll take our kids to Disney one time, and I'll take our grandkids to Disney one time. Y'all pick when it is. And so I went when I was 5. Can't remember much.
Yeah.
There's pictures, and they look very 80s. But my mom wanted to go back when she was for her 60th birthday, and nobody in my family really wanted to go. And so like we went, like my wife and I were like, we'll go with you. And so it kind of snowballed from there in like 2014. And like come to find out like around that time that like my wife and like her family like always went. I mean, they went a lot. And like I just didn't know, like we always talk about like, because we met in college, I was like, I wish we would like, it would have been awesome if we could have done like the college program together. Like I totally would have done that. I was a construction major and she was a dance theater major. And like, I mean, we would have fit in beautifully to Disney World in the college program. But I guess we can always look back and wonder what would have been.
Yeah, absolutely.
But so they were big into camping and RVing and still are. I mean, like my brother-in-law, I think might be in the chat, and like, I mean, he's RVing right now. I mean, like, and like my in-laws were RVing last week, and like one of their favorite places to go is Fort Wilderness. And so like we've been doing that. They grew up doing that, and then like what's been fun is like going to the resorts, doing this and that, and like. But we've been getting into the RVing and the Fort Wilderness stuff down there. So that's the fun thing about Disney is like experience. Like if it gets tired, like going to the same place, like we can always throw like camping and RVing in there, and like that's what I love about like having her side of the family is like they're always up for a good time and to travel.
That's awesome. Real quick, welcome in Kay Atwood, Avery Cuban American, Disney Nerd Herders, and Marshmallow Man. Hope you're doing well, brother. He's been feeling a little ill over the last week, so I'm hoping you're good, buddy.
I hope he feels better, man.
So yeah, that's awesome. One thing I've never done to stay at the campgrounds at Fort Wilderness. It's definitely something I want to do because I also enjoy camping. But
well, the cool thing down there, Steve, is if you ever want to, is like, so Fort Wilderness is partnered with a RV company.
Mm-hmm.
Or like a travel trailer, and they'll hook you a slot up there for the week, and I mean it's a lot cheaper than staying at the resort. But that's a cool aspect. If people out there didn't know that they could do that, like Fort Wilderness has a partnership with a travel company that they can hook you up.
That's awesome, and they have spots on Fort Wilderness to park a bunch of RVs.
So what they do is that company brings like the travel trailer out there to the slot. Like you'll buy the slot and then like for the week, and then you have to rent the trailer for the week, and they'll set it up. And so like basically, if you drove in, flew in, or whatever you did, like when you get there, like your travel trailer is all set up.
Oh wow, that's
and
awesome.
then they'll also stock your fridge and groceries for the, I guess if you give them an order, like something we found out because we don't personally own a travel trailer or an RV, but like I know family members that do.
Yeah. Disney World Freak Carlos, what's up, brother?
Carlos, I loved meeting him on Shep Stream.
Yeah, he's something else. I actually got to meet him in person when I went out to Massachusetts. One of the nicest guys. He's just not what I expected at all. He's just he's really cool. I got to meet him and the Disney Nerd Herders at the same time.
Man, this community's got a bunch of golden people in it.
Oh yeah, 100%. So, but Pro Manhattan, welcome in. Thank you for being here. What's in the cup, Mr. McDowell? Meg would like to know.
Well, so
the safe answer is always water if you don't want to answer. But go ahead.
No, I ain't scared. So my wife and I work from home. I work from home full time, like during this pandemic. She does like an A and B schedule where she goes in some day, like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, comes in Tuesday, Thursdays. But the days we work together, or like whenever she gets home, like even though she's at work, there's not, when we get home, it's been a long day and there's a drink poured. So I have, I like sours a lot. And so I have Sierra Nevada's sour. Usually the nice thing about sours is they're not too high in alcohol content. So I can have one or two in it and not quite slur my words.
That's probably a good thing. So.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to get through some of these things that I want to ask for sure, so people get a chance to better know you before we move on to the analytical part of things, because it's going to be a lot of fun. But, so you have a YouTube channel, obviously.
Right.
You chat with the YouTube channel. First off, what brought you to want to be on YouTube, to be able to chat with people? Why did you create a channel?
So it was funny. It's one of those things that like it's when Instagram came out, and when like whenever something like a platform came out, and like you kind of always heard it was going to be big. Like I signed up. I can't remember, like, if I know you can go to like the about page and see when somebody signed up.
Yeah.
But like I signed up early, and like Instagram pages, like I know if somebody's like a couple of people in the chat, like if asked to follow my Instagram page, and hopefully I've allowed y'all, but like I've been able to get my name, and like that's if you're joining now, that's not easy. You have to have like an underscore, like an exclamation point, but like with YouTube and like Instagrams and stuff, like I've been able to get my name because I did it early on. But like I've always enjoyed watching YouTube. I mean, there's the old adage now that it's just like if you don't know how to do it, Google it, YouTube it, and like there's a video to show you how to do it. Yep. And so like I kind of found that early on, and like I remember when we like bought this house, and like my wife would make honey to-do lists. I was like, well, I don't know how to do that. And so like I had to go YouTube it, or like call my brother-in-law, like, how do I fix this? But like, and so that's how I kind of got started with YouTube. But like the funny thing about finding Disney stuff through YouTube was like, I think we were like actually at Disney and like got through one of the days. And I mean, we were just kind of like at the end of the day when you're exhausted and you're just like laying on the bed and everything hurts. And you're just like, you get to like what my wife calls the phone babysitter. And you get on that. Like I started Googling just like Disney stuff, and I think I found like Justin Scard and Tim Tracker really quick, and like Adam the Woo,
Yeah.
And I remember sitting in my office one day, and my wife and I, like when we're at work, like we'll put on Google Chat and we'll just talk to each other during the day. And like one of her favorite things in the world is like to put it on that closed circuit station at Disney that has like the parks, the times, but it has symphony music going all throughout. And she was just like Google Chat me. He's like, I just wish I could find that station. And I Googled it, and up popped Resort TV. Mm-hmm. And like that's kind of how I found this community. Like God knows that must have been like 3 or 4 years ago. But like YouTube is like I've always kind of had that thing, but never really used it. I mean, never really used it at all until I found this community.
Yeah. Welcome in Dougie from Walter Graham's, G. Wilson, and Simon R. Andrew, I think it was Andrew Bidding. Let me look real quick. Andrew Bidding wanted to ask Ryan, Mellow Yellow, Mr. Pibb, or Cheerwine?
Ooh.
I'm not sure what Cheerwine is.
Well, no, it's from down here, brother. Cheerwine all day on that one, but I'll go one beyond. I don't know if how far it's gotten around the country, but like Sundrop.
I've had Sundrop. It's like a mellow or Mountain Dew type Mellow Yellow. Is that what?
Yeah. So it's like that. So like we drink Sundrop. It basically I should have bought in stock.
Oh, he froze.
There's always some in reserve. Like we are never like where's a Sundrop. So but Cheerwine, like there's nothing better than Cheerwine. Like when you go to a restaurant or anything that has it out the fountain. I mean, for me, like any soda drink, like I don't drink many, but like any soda drink when it comes out the fountain, it's the best.
Oh yeah, Tori Camillo, welcome in. I've had Mellow Yellow. I used to drink Mellow Yellow as a kid. Loved it. It's not as common around here anymore. Mr. Pibb is. It's like a Dr. Pepper, but they're both good. So and I don't know what Cheerwine is.
I'm thinking of all three of those, though. By the way, but like
what is?
I've tried to. I'm in your boat where like we're trying to get a little healthier and take off a few pounds. Yeah. And so like one of the things that you got to do is cut up sugar's bad.
Why does it all the things that taste really good for you are very bad for you? So or taste very good or very bad for you? So
because the devil's in it, my friend.
Yeah, exactly. So okay, real quick, we've been pressuring you nonstop since pretty much since we've had you on. Hey, we got to have you on. Actually, I know maybe even during the stream, I was like, dude, you got to come on my show. I need you to come on. Zip told me the same thing. I know he had the I can't ever remember what it's called. The chat has a name, or the chat is more than just a name. Sorry. It's such a long title. I keep forgetting it. But that he got you on that show. We scheduled you for this one. You got to get a channel going. I've seen your Instagram. I was stalking your Instagram, especially today when I was looking for pictures. Found some. I mean, you got some. I can just look at your pictures. Pictures are obviously a lot different than videos. I can just look at your pictures and like, this guy's a funny, good friend kind of guy that you just want to hang out with nonstop. When are you going to start the video portion of this YouTube journey?
So, I mean, like it's funny you asked that. So I hope nobody's getting tired of seeing me. I've been on a couple things here lately, and like it's I know they probably would love to have seen somebody else from the. I'm
gonna guess no, but go ahead.
And like if I wasn't here, like I was in Triple P's chat, like I'd be in your chat, and I'm gonna bump over to Meg's later. Yep. Like I love the chat and I love the community. It's interesting you bring that up because like I think I was telling you before, like backstage, like I am extrovertedly introverted. Yep. I love staying behind the scenes. Like I love not having like an agenda or like having to feel like I have to put anything out. But with that said, I was talking to Zip yesterday and I was like, what do you think about this idea? And it's something I'm playing around with, but like I noticed there's like a little bit of an empty hour or an area on Sundays, like kind of like that 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. But like because like I'm a mod like in about 4 or 5 different channels, and like but I'm in like 8, 9 other channels, like where I don't care if I'm a mod or not, like but I love supporting the channel. But like I just want to talk to people and like you get to know people, but like I've been toying around with the idea of putting together something called the Modcast, where we bring in people from the chat that like I know, like and like y'all were talking about on Triple P and like the chat, and like you start to know people and whatnot, but just like kind of like what Shep does and like what you see on other things where they're like several people come in and like, but it's people from the chat and like we just kind of hang out and talk. But like I think like people in the chat would love something like that because like
absolutely,
I get to see something that like I get to see the people that I got to talk to all the time. Yep. I'm very lucky and fortunate that y'all want me to come back on and say hello and whatnot. I'm getting a little bit more comfortable with doing that. But it's like, I mean, how many other personalities out there are there? Like, how many like people would we love to see and love to talk to and like love to chat? Like, and it's the one thing that y'all do really well is like talk to the chat while you're doing this. I don't know how you do it. It's like, oh, stare at this screen and like there's so much going on, but you're reading, you're doing this. Like Steve, like you and Josh and like a couple others are just like experts at it. But like, thank you. I mean, I feel like that would be like a fun hour just to kick back, relax, talk about like the week and like see how people are doing, what's going on. And it, but so I'm toying with that. And
well, Taylor really loves Disney. Welcome in, but let me push this over the edge. So stop toying with it and do it because that's why I started doing this series, the Getting to Know You series last year, is because I had my guys on first, but then I wanted to get people on that people don't know about. I wanted to get more involved in just the Disney side. Get people on like you. I had Chris on a few weeks ago. People that a lot of people don't know a lot about. First off, to put a face with a name, right? Because we see people in here. Leanne Sherbick, welcome in. We've seen people in here for so long that we. Yeah, I know. She was on last week.
Talk about somebody who's a channel.
Yeah, Hannah Anderson, welcome in, and big Disney fan, welcome in as well. But yeah, so it's just nice to sit down one-on-one and talk to somebody. Then we got the hangout thing, which is great too, where you get to just all sit down and hang out and chat. But it's just putting names with faces and getting to develop a relationship with somebody that you could call them and say, "Hey, how was your day today?" Or any of that kind of stuff. And you had made a comment, I heard you make a comment somewhere. I'm pretty sure it was you that said when you were asked about a channel, you said, "Look, the chat is my people." I think is how you put it. And you guys have your own little thing going on there. We were talking about that in Triple P's thing. It's great to thanks so much, Hannah. It's great to have that be able to chat with each other. We were talking about how Mike Wheeler and Pam's fam have never met each other, but yet they're as close as friends could be right now, all because of the chat. And it would be nice to put those people on screen where people can actually get to know them and then develop a relationship. And I think you would be phenomenal at that, bringing people together. I think that's what you do. You always mold the chat together, and you do a great job. I think that is not something you should be toying with. That is something that you should be doing, like soon.
Yeah. Kind words, man. Thank you. I think we were talking about backstage a little bit. I'm wrapping my head around the responsibility aspect of it. I just. It's not. It's. I think we're both in the same boat where we're perfectionists at something. Like if we're going to go do something, we're going to do it all out. And I'm trying to get my just my mind wrapped around it. Is because like I do love talking with it, and I tell you what, like anybody who gets asked to do this, who gets asked to meet, kind of meet like the people in the chat and whatnot, take advantage of it. It opens up like It just opens up things that you might not know about yourself that you get to talk about, but it's just I've been very fortunate with you guys that y'all have opened up and let me in and let me say a few things, but I really do enjoy the people in the chat and this whole community, and I mean like we're all listening to y'all while you're talking, but like we're all saying hello and like saying whatnot in the chat, and I love and like I mean like. The Godfather. I mean, like our forefathers in this community are Resort TV.
Absolutely.
And then we all go in there, but like my heart will break when y'all become when this and that, and like all of y'all have 80,000 subscribers because the chat flies, and you really can't talk anymore in it.
That's when you got to enable slow chats.
Yeah, you have to tag somebody so your name's highlighted as it goes by, but it's like. I just remember when we first started following them and chatting with them, and like it was going so slow, and like now it flies by.
Yeah. Real quick, guys. Hunter is Ryan's brother-in-law. So somebody he put Ryan's a stud in the chat. He got timed out for whatever it was, but he's okay, guys. He's Ryan's brother-in-law. Just somebody who makes a comment. They just got to be careful. But I appreciate Mod's looking out for the chat. But he is.
All I gotta say is, Hunter, do not make me look bad, buddy.
Zip 499 super chat. Ryan and I have become amazing friends since my stream. We talk, text every day, and I'm so happy he is popping up everywhere. He's awesome. I could not agree more. Ryan, you are fantastic, buddy.
Yeah,
and that's why we're here for sure. And then I saw something else somewhere real quick. There it is. Carlos, Disney World Freak 499. Some have built great friendships through this chat community. I would open up to them more. I would open up to them more than some family members. To some, you are needed. And that's a great statement, Carlos. I see that a lot through our community. Still don't understand it with myself, which I go through a lot, but it's an outlet. It's a sense for people to come together. Like you said, I can't go to work and show people that I dress up like a ballerina and turn around and say, hey guys, this is what I do on the weekends. It just doesn't work.
But you will go to McDonald's dressed up and ask for a McRib.
I will do that. Yeah.
What I love.
So, it's just a little different. Corey Meets World. Welcome in, Corey. Corey is another great. I just developed such great relationships with all these people. Corey's another one. Just fantastic dude that he helps me out with all my setups and everything. If I have questions, I can ask him. He's just there for me. So welcome in, Corey. But you do just develop these great relationships, and using the ballerina again as an example, I can't. I don't know how to say this without saying it correctly, but if I tried to do that anywhere, and don't get me wrong, this is not something I do on the weekends for fun, out in my real world life or anything. I don't just go around putting my costume. What's that?
I said we would not judge you if you did that.
That's the thing. This community doesn't judge. That's, I might get a little, people would question my sanity and things like that outside of here. And I don't do that outside of YouTube. So let me be clear real quick about it. But this is something where that has developed into, I did that out of a place to make people happy. Yep. And it also led on to, Steve looks weird when he's not in the ballerina costume. Zip.
Hey, Steve, you got nothing to feel bad about, man. Zip sits there with a picture of Ariel behind him every week.
I'm aware, and he likes to, yeah.
This
anyway,
is a safe place, brother.
But that's where we can all come to this community where we feel accepted, and again, that has obviously developed into many costumes that I have done. Shelly Deardorff, welcome in. But those kinds of things we do to make people happy. We do for entertainment value. I'm getting ready. I'm editing a video for Donna finally that he just moved it. He said he just moved his Ariel. So you can't tell me you don't enjoy it.
God, that picture looks like LaToya Jackson. I see it. Every time he comes on, I was just like,
Yeah. And Meg says, you can't tell me you don't enjoy that eyeshadow palette. So look, the makeup thing is a whole different story. Those
are my favorite streams. Those are my favorite streams. Is when you turn around from here and like, I got it. You got the black shirt on, like you're hanging out, talking like the Steve stream, and then 5 minutes later you're over on Meg's. You're like, all right, boys, let's that is the pink. Like, yeah, we're doing princesses. So,
I've got no shame whatsoever. I got a bunch of nieces that have lived with me. We do whatever makes them happy, and that's what we're here for. So
my wife sits there and she's like, he's good. Makeup on.
Well, that's awesome. I don't know Meg still tells me terms I don't have any idea what they are. I don't have any idea what they are. She told me to buy eyeshadow, so I bought a palette off Amazon for $9. So Carlos Disney World Freak says first time Suzanne saw the ballerina, I'm guessing she was why is or did he do that? Then she saw a couple more shows and was like, that explains it all. So that I don't know if that's a good thing or not.
My favorite two ballerina things were one when I think you went to visit Shep.
Yep.
And you both were going back and forth. We laughed so hard about that. And then when you were at zombie camp, that video is hilarious.
That was one of my. I'm not gonna lie. That's the best thing we've done on any of our channels. I think was the video of the hunt. And real quick, 999 super chat from Don Jaworski. It's about time you got my video done. It's not done yet, Don. I'm sorry. Can't wait for you to come back to Florida to paint some more. Love you, little brother. Also, hashtag Ryan rocks. And I agree, Ryan.
Oh, when Donna asks for something, buddy, you jump.
Yeah, and welcome in Corner Sports, Heidi Cook and Julie C. So I painted Donna's wall, and I filmed it in February. I said, hey, I got this video.
Yep.
Well, apparently she saw the sun glint because when I did it, I painted something on the wall, did a little video, repainted the wall like I was supposed to because I was helping paint her house.
Right.
And apparently that got 2 coats and the other didn't because I said, hey, I didn't have time to put 2 coats on it. And the sun glared off, and she said, what's that? She could see what it was. It was written on there. Well, I recorded the video, and I kept telling her I'm going to do this, but I did it as a dressed up in the ballerina costume. So I've been talking about this series that I want to do called A Day in the Life of whatever it's called, Sugar Plum, whatever.
Yeah.
And that's going to be the first episode of it. So, but anyways, that'll come to it. But all right, for you though, let's dive into some of these analytical topics that you want to talk about.
Ooh, yeah.
What I know you had put on there talking about the whole way Disney's reopening with reservations, how we're going to do it. You like to get into that same thing of how all this is going to work. We were talking off stream that part of my absolute favorite thing to do is plan. 180 days out, I'm ready to go. I'm going to start with my dining reservations, do all that. It's hard to plan right now. It's hard to get into this thing, but let's dive into. I'll let you take the lead where you want to go with it, but let's dive into some of those things where what we're talking about here.
So we actually have reservations because we our annual pass was supposed to end in mid-May.
Uh-huh.
And they tacked on the months, to at the end of like when I guess through September and like so I've heard about that extra month that they were going to give, but I haven't seen it because like I'd love to go back when it was like a lot cooler in October. But we have reservations for I believe July 30th through August 2nd, and I'm on the fence about what I feel comfortable with. My wife is a little bit more comfortable than I am at the moment. Mm-hmm. But like at the same time, like I've been working from home. Like I go to the grocery store and I go to the pool, and that's it. Absolutely. And she goes into an office. I mean, like she goes to the grocery store as well and does a lot more stuff. Like so, she's been out there a lot more, and I'm comfortable with it. I'm in the mat, but like, I mean, we've all been to Disney. We've all been to Disney. Like hopefully a lot of us, or hopefully not. Like a lot of us have been to Disney and like. In the summertime, because it's hot. Yep. I live in North Carolina. The humidity is real. You get down there, and it is cooking. And and to do that with a mask on, like I think that Disney will do the distancing right. I think Disney will go above and beyond for precautions and whatnot with the pandemic. But to put a face mask on and go throughout the day is a lot. And like so the tickets we're not necessarily paying for because like those are covered in the annual pass, but like I mean like I told my wife I was like we're spending $1,000. Is that the smartest way to spend $1,000? Like I get it, like and she's like well, and like so I'm very 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 curious to see like Resort TV and like Corey go down there and like just like didn't explain it like, but at the same time they're Floridians used to the heat. They'll have the mask on, but they've been doing that at other parks and doing this and that. Like, but for someone like me, it's just like, I don't want to be like, I don't want to get there and down there and like have Disney be like sad where like nobody's there. We got masks on, like you can't do everything. It's just not the same. Are we going because like the tickets were free and like we love Disney and we want to see it? Like. So I've got a conundrum built up in me. Yep, I understand. And listen, Neil, Disney. I know that you've got like several.
We'll talk about that here in just one second. Listen, Neil, Disney family. Donna Anderson Folan, Brady and Dave said I'm here for the McDowell. Welcome in, everybody. But so this is the way I view things, because what's really ironic, and Cargo 619, welcome in, Cargo. What's really ironic is I did not go through this aspect quite with you yet, but when I said that, the whole, we were talking about the sugar plum fairy thing and the hunt video that we did. The reason why I get excited about that is because we now have the guys, we now have our second retreat. We're going to go twice a year, and it happens to be, so I have a trip planned for Disney in July now.
I think we talked about
we keep going back and forth whether I'm going to go or not. I'm not sure yet. I'm probably still going to go regardless of whether I go to Disney or not, just because I want to see people and see the atmosphere. And that's where I guess we'll get into that analytical thing in just a minute. But Zombie Apocalypse Camp happens right after that, and there will be a second filmed video of the hunt. But going back to, I know you told your date.
You can always go to Zombie Camp, something special.
We make something special depending on what happens. So
I mean, especially
videos will come out of that. Matt, you were cutting off there. What'd you say?
I said, especially with Dave's cousins, like, was it the nickname's Tickles and
brother-in-law? No, Tickles. Yeah, Dave's brother-in-law and his friends for sure. Man, they made that. Yeah, it was fun. But with that said, my trip, if I go, is July 22nd. You come in. Did you mention when you come in? I don't want to say if you did.
So it's that Thursday. We're thinking about switching it out to Tuesday.
You should.
That's something I want to ask you about, kind of getting into this, is the DVC stuff. But like, we're thinking about switching it out to Tuesday through like a Saturday. But like that week, we're looking at like some different options. But I guess my question to you was, like, there's the DVC like rental points and stuff like that.
Yep.
But like, we've always read that like, so if you make a DVC reservation through rental, like it's solid, it's golden, like, or like there's no backing out. Are you able to back out of that?
Yes. Corey, real quick, Corey said there's nothing fun about wearing the mask, even if Baby Yoda is on the front of it. My recommendation to everyone is to decide if the reward at being Disney is worth wearing the mask. And that's where I was kind of going with this. So I have masks. I got my own ones, which I have a big head. This is my problem. I don't have a problem wearing the mask. And I got these today because they were supposed to be extra large for people with big masks. And they got a little mouse and everything on them, but they still are really tight. When you try to put this, I can't even do it. You try to put this thing on, it's really tight for somebody that has a big head.
Well, they make those clips in the back now.
Yeah, but I don't like those clips.
But you remember what they said? Like, anybody who watched Entourage, you know what they said about being a movie star: big head, big star.
Yeah, it's true. But this thing hurts my ears. It pulls my ears.
Oh yeah, look like that behind it. I
can wear the mask all day. I don't have any problem with that. I don't have any problem with the heat. But like Corey said, is the risk worth the reward? For me, the reward for me is the atmosphere, the ambiance, the friends that I'm going to go see. And I've had numerous conversations with multiple people, including Corey, about if I go down there, the reason why I think I'm still going to go regardless is because if I don't get into Disney or I don't go do Disney every day, I'm okay with that. If I'm there and I can walk down Disney Springs or I can get into one park for one day, for me, again, you get a lot of people have to weigh, the cost and everything else. Isaac Nail, welcome in, buddy. By the way, there's over 100 people here watching you. There is that risk and reward for me is worth it just for the atmosphere alone. And there's other ways you can do things. So I actually have 2 reservations right now because I went with my DVC points for we can paint Steve Donna's to see. I can go down to Donna's house. Donna would bring me over for dinner, and I can help her paint her house. It's just that's just available. But you have your DVC, which I have DVC, and I have it off. There was a really good deal going on for like $50 a night or $60 a night.
Oh, it's ridiculous right now.
Yeah, but now they're not that way anymore. So I have both those. So I can just spend an entire week for like $400 or less, or I can use up 150 DVC points. And I had the DVC points so that I could get the reservations. And now I'm thinking about canceling. I don't know if they're going to cancel my reservations if I got to go the AP route or whatever. So there's a whole lot involved in that. I just don't know what's the best method. Now, I will say for this, though, I've told people this. If you're going for the first time, or this is like your family trip once a year, once every 2 years, do not go.
My wife's got an employee that asks us a lot about it because, like, they know that we go, and like I think their trip is like, I mean, there's 4 kids. They're taking family members. I mean, it's between like it's like upwards toward like $7,000.
Yep.
That they're going, and they're like, I still got, and he's like, we still got a reservation. What do you think? And we're just like, I mean, like I was like, careful how you get. I just wanted to tell my wife, like, careful how you get in the middle of that, because that's a lot of money.
Yep.
And that's a lot of family, and that's a lot of memory. But God knows, like, if you could some way convey, like, for them to like postpone it till next year, like try to do that, because they ain't getting fired. I mean, they're not getting they got little kids. I mean, like the perfect princess, like character dining, all that kind of stuff, age, like they're not getting that. And they're not getting the fireworks. And I mean, that's the whole thing. Like, and I get when people are like, don't come down here unless it's like super convenient, because like you're getting cheated of the Disney experience, unless it's like me and you that like go 3, 4, 5 times a year, that like we're going for like we know we're not going to get like all those feels that we get from Disney, like when we go on all our normal trips, but we're going for those 1 or 2 or 3 like things just to fill our bucket for the time being. And like part of me wants to go down there, like during this pandemic, like I feel like I'm young, healthy, and eventually, like who knows what, like how it affects you. I'm not scared to get it. I don't want to get it.
Yep.
And like with things popping off right now, like, just a little bit more than usual. So that's in the back of my head, but like, there's a part of me that's just like, it's like, were you there when this opened? Star Wars Land opened. Were you there when this opened? Did you visit when the pandemic was around and they allowed you to come? And did you see that? Like the apocalyptic Disney World, like there's part of me that wants to see that and just like experience that and just kind of like, just take that in. Like, because I think Disney will protect you as much as possible, and as much as whoever's willing to go down there, Disney will make you feel as comfortable as they possibly can.
Absolutely.
And so, like, part of me wants to see that, but I also I just want to be smart about it, because like when it's 92 degrees or 95 degrees in the Florida, and it feels like 104 degrees. And you've been to the park and you've seen people just like drop, like pass out from heat exhaustion down there, and they're not wearing masks. And then like you're wearing a mask, and it's just like, it's let's just say I'm interested in seeing Resort TV and Corey's like streaming from like the park, and like them explaining how it is. And like a lot of my judgment is going to be based on like what happens there.
Absolutely. And Corey just said Corey got, I'm not going to disclose anything, but Corey got some dates scheduled. So he's going to be keep in touch with him, because he's got some streams coming up for sure. But
he's got a thumbnail up.
Yeah, he's already got his thumbnail up. So he's got one of the thumbnails up. He's got some streams. So
those boys with experience know to get that early, to get that thumbs up going. Yeah,
he's got it. And yeah, guys, mods, if you would please post Ryan's channel in the chat. I see people starting to subscribe to him. I forgot about that. I'm just having a chat with him. I completely forgot. But let's get him
subscribe. That's a big maybe.
Subscribe. We will put the pressure on him.
Yes. I feel it. And like if these guys can coach me to it,
you don't need any coaching.
Good chance.
I'll help you with the technical stuff, but you don't need any coaching. All you need to do is be yourself on camera. Be yourself like you're being right now. You'll be fine. But yeah, Leanne, he did send out his email already. But yeah, please subscribe to Ryan. He's an awesome guy. He will have content one day. We have each other's phone number. We're going to be, he'll have some content, or at least a live stream of some sort. We'll figure that part out. But
it'll be about the chat though.
And that's fine.
People in the chat.
That right there is what makes it special, because like you said, those are your people. The chat is my people.
It's where I feel comfortable.
Yep. So yeah, if you guys would help him out, because it'll help him later when he goes to start doing his live streams, which he will do. So please, if you mods, keep putting his link in there for the rest of the show. I would appreciate it. But yeah, so DVC points you were talking about, switching. You can rent DVC points. Sometimes they get a little expensive to rent, but not terribly. But there's 2 options you can look at. Right now, where are you booked at right now to come down? Are you just saying you're coming down?
We haven't. So basically what we're looking at booking it right now, because we've always stayed at French Quarter at Port Orleans, and that's not open yet. And I mean, that's where we've always stayed. So it's like, where do we go stay outside of that? We wanted to stay at Saratoga just because like the proximity to Disney Springs.
Yep.
It's kind of like on the Sassagoula River that we have on like the Port Orleans Riverside and French Quarter, and so we kind of love that aspect. And I love playing golf, and like so I kind of want to play that golf course. So we were kind of trying to plan all that, so Saratoga Springs was our first pick, but like we've started looking down. I think it might be called it's not International Drive, but we're like the Hilton, the Holiday Inn, like
it runs right off at Disney Springs.
Outside Disney Springs, like that little strip. We've looked at that, and Hilton, from what if my wife told me earlier, was closed, but the Holiday Inn, we stayed there 2 times, and that's open. And I mean they're super affordable for what it is. But
so I actually stayed at the Radisson on that strip. It's like a half a mile when you get past the Hilton and all that. You got the Radisson down there. That's where me and Shep and Dave all stayed. And it was good. I did a review on it. It's on there. It's actually,
I'd love to see that, because I was asking my wife. I was just like, "What's the other stuff on there?" And she told me about these couple other hotels and whatnot. Like we just didn't know much about them, and like so we'll go catch up on that. We use that stuff a lot when like the content people put that stuff out. I mean, we look at that stuff all the time.
That's why I got into YouTube, is to find that kind of stuff. What about this hotel, or what about this dining place? And that's why I started using YouTube. Corey said it's called Hotel Plaza Boulevard. And actually Corey's the one that hooked me up with there was a special going on for when I thought I was coming down. Anyways, Andy J, welcome in. He hooked me up with the hotel that I don't even remember the name of the hotel that I'm staying at, but anyways, I'll give you some of those hotels down there that are really good. It's worth staying. Right now, I would suggest, this is my own suggestion, not he recommends Grandy Cypress. A lot of people don't know about it. So it's got the best pool in Orlando, he says. So
we're big pool people. I
take his word for it too. So.
All that.
But so going to these resorts or going to a hotel or whatever, I know you talked about your concerns with, you're a little bit more reserved about the things that are going on than are not. And you want to be healthy. We all get that, because the worst thing is you don't want to be irresponsible and give it to somebody else.
Right.
Because we may get over it. We may be perfectly healthy, never even see it. But I do believe the way I look at it is talking about analyzing things. I've sat down with my family and explained this to them. We go to we go to the grocery store every day. We go to work every day. Well, I do anyways. We go to, I see my family. I go anywhere I need to go, I go. Sometimes it requires wearing one of these.
Right.
Sometimes, if I go to the gas station, I'm going to pump gas with gloves on just because that gets touched a lot. There's precautions that need to be taken. But the bottom line that I think is, no matter how cautious you are about everything, take all the precautions you want. If you're going to get it, you're going to get it. And that's, but there are things that we can do to help us keep from getting that.
Right.
Disney, I don't think, but the way I look at this is I think Disney is going to be safer than most of these other places we go every day.
Right.
It's because other grocery stores are not squirting your hands with sanitizer before everything you touch. They're not requiring masks that you have to wear. They're not, they're not taking all these precautions about everything, wiping down all the carts. Some of them don't wipe down the carts after people use them. Disney has all those precautions in place. Right. They are going to, you get a hand squirt of sanitizer every time before you get on any ride. When you get off, I think there's sanitizer there. They don't actually squirt it, but they squirt it for you while you're getting on the ride. They do temperature checks, which obviously grocery stores don't do. They wipe down the rides after every time. I mean, they're going above and beyond. And if anybody in the world is going to be prepared for something like this, it's going to be Disney.
Yep.
Because of their customer service and everything that they've got. So, like I said, the way I consider it is you can get it anywhere you're going to get it. It's going to happen. So you can, and some people, it's not for them. They don't want to get out there. That is perfectly fine. There is nothing. You do not have to take your own hand sanitizer, Stacy. They have it ready. They will squirt it for you. You're going to get it whether you want to or not. So, and Meg says Indiana is a way different place than Connecticut. I'm not denying that one bit, but at the same time, a lot of it is up to your own personal safety precautions that you take, and I see both sides of everything on it. And some of it's going to be, yes, how much do you take precautions? Are you going in the grocery store and, wiping everything with your hands and touching everything? I don't touch anything. I put my hands in my pockings. And I grab only the things that I'm going to buy. And I'm tall, so I reach behind everything else and grab the stuff that's in the back and, things like that. So there's things you can do. But at the same time, you could either, and this is not a negative to either side, you can either, that's going to be around for a while. So we can either adapt to that, or you can live your life with as many precautions as you can and still go live your life and get out and do things. My movie theater opens up next week, and or this week, I cannot wait to go to the movie theater. Absolutely cannot. I used to go 3 or 4 or 5 times a month, and I'm just super excited about it. So I think it's all in how you perceive it and what you do to take precautions for yourself. I don't know if that helps you any with making your decisions or not, but that's how I view it. And it's, it's all mostly on how you behave and how you do things. And
my thing is like, I trust Disney.
Yeah.
I trust Disney. I trust my wife and I. So the whole thing that's interesting with my wife and I is like, I guess since this pandemic's come on, it's not necessarily fear of anything or whatnot, but we cook at home a lot, so we don't go out to eat. I think during this whole time we've gotten takeout like 5 times, and it's been sushi from the same place.
Yeah.
Since March, but we cook at home, so we're just homebodies and whatnot, and I have 100% confidence in Disney. Like, my big thing is just like, I would hate to get down there, spend $1,000 on accommodations, food and whatnot, getting takeout and whatnot, and then like going into the park and like an hour in being like, oh my God, get me out of here. Like, I got to get this thing off my face. And just ruining the experience and whatnot. And but like I have 100% faith in Disney and the precautions that they take. They're going to make it as safe as possible. I mean, hell, we're living in a time that you can only be as safe as you possibly can. Yep. We're like, the pandemic is a little bit ahead of the science. We don't know everything about this, and so we're just kind of going by like the latest and greatest that they tell us what we can and we can't do, and we do our best. And my wife and I work in an industry. We're in construction. A lot of people get sick. That's just what's happening. Is a lot of people get sick on job sites. You work close together, so like we hear it and we're in and out. So like, you just want to stay as safe as possible. Like I said, I'm not worried about getting it, but I don't want to get it.
Yeah.
But I guess the biggest fear in this thing is just is coming it, not knowing that I have it, getting somebody sick that I don't know, like if it would make them really sick or not. But like, I have complete faith in Disney and what they're doing, and that they'll make right decisions about like anything that's going on. Like, I commend them on the precautions that they've taken, and I think you always know that Disney's just going to go above and beyond to do whatever's safe and feels right.
Yep.
I think a lot of the theme parks down there, like we've seen like Dev and like Josh and them and Corey and whatnot go to Disney Springs, and it's just like, damn, they're doing like a really good job with this. They're doing as good as they possibly can. And like with being open and giving people jobs and salaries and money to take home. So God bless them for doing that. And like they really are on top of it, and you can tell that they're really trying hard. They're not perfect by any means, but damn, they're doing their best, and like, I commend them for that.
And that's a big part of it too. Is a lot of people complain about them opening and everything, but it is giving jobs back to people and putting food back in people's places. So I get that part too.
God knows, like it's a huge employment thing down there. Like, I can only imagine. Like, it's just like, you gotta weigh the pros and the cons of like closing down or opening up, and there's mouths to feed and families to feed, and then like, I'm glad I don't have to make those decisions.
Yep. Real quick, welcome in Tracy Glenn, Kenzie Days' dad, Dreamer Deborah, David Stevens, and then Andrew Bidding had asked, some findings have found that zinc is being used to benefit against the virus. Do you possibly see Disney distributing it to guests? I say no. because you're talking about when you start getting into medicines or vitamins or anything like that, that's up to the person themselves. They may offer it for people to go purchase or something, but as far as
the question,
zinc has had shown possibly to have some kind of benefits against the virus. And he asked, do we think Disney will start distributing it to their guests? I personally don't think so, because you're talking about that's a touchy subject. Yeah, they may offer it for people to purchase, but as far as giving it to people, just to give it to people, I don't think they will. But that's my own personal.
Like I said, I'm glad I'm not the person making decisions.
Yeah. So, well, time flies, man. Every time I try to do one of these things, I keep saying we're gonna have to do a part 2, but we got a few more minutes. What else do you want to dive into real quick? It has to be quick because I don't want to remember. What do you want to dive into? Is there anything else you want to do, or what do you want to close with talking about yourself or whatever?
No, I would. I know you've probably explained it a lot of times, but like, not sure if I can really remember the story. But like, I'd love to in like the next few minutes to hear what you love about Disney and what got you there. Well, let me interview you.
This is supposed to be about you, but that's a turn that's not happened before. Harlan,
that's the question I'm always dying to ask. Like, what is the spark for you? I'd love to hear that explanation. So
a buddy of mine kept trying to get me to go to Disney when I was just really when I was in high school. I kept saying, no, I'm too old, whatever. I don't want to be there. Anyways, I finally agreed to go one time. And when we went, what really hooked me with Disney was they're letting the fireworks, was customer service.
Yes.
I was so fascinated by how they did everything that I studied it in college. That's what I wanted to do. So I went and studied. I took courses on how Disney does things. I learned everything from how Imagineers place things in rides that we'll never know about just because it's there. Like in Pirates of the Caribbean, for instance, there's 2 skeletons playing chess. That chessboard is set up in one of only 3 ways that there can never be a winner. So they're like playing for eternity. But nobody's going to pay attention to the pieces on the board to know that.
My whole thing is like, name me another company in the world that toes the line of perfection.
Yep.
Like Disney does, from quick service to rides to the resort experience to movies across the board. And I think if you watch the Imagineering series or like you have Disney Plus, like in the thought that they put into perfection is unremarkable. I mean, it's just remarkable of just like of that. And they've only been able that they're only able to do that is because they've been doing it for decades. Like it'd be impossible to start a company and be like, this is our standard. I mean, they get as close to the line as perfection as far as an experience. And I think I said on the other stream, that's what I love too. But anyway, sorry, go ahead.
No, dude, that's it right there. Things from hearing about stories of how Walt put a trash can every 30 steps or 30 feet because that's the average time somebody could either eat something before they had to throw it away. Right. So when you go to the parks, and they're very cleverly designed so that way, even things for cast members in some cultures, it's rude to point with one finger. So they go through classes that all cast members point with 2 fingers. You'll never see them point with 1 because they don't want to offend anybody. It's broadened up for everybody. So just we pay a lot of money to go, but I think we get what we pay for. That's my opinion on it.
The beautiful thing is like when you see Resort TV or Corey and they're like at the end of the night, and I know you're against the gun here, but like at the end of the night and like they're just walking through the resort and like 100,000 people have walked through this place.
Yeah.
And they're doing those strolls to the end and they're staying late and it looks absolutely perfect and perfection, and it's clean and it's beautiful. And this is at the end of the day when everybody has like supposedly tried to trash it as best as possible, and you can't.
Well, Jenny Faye, UK, welcome in, and Stacy put it best right there, and we'll have to say goodnight. But she said, "Where else would you be willing to use the top of a trash can as a dining table?" She's absolutely correct.
That's exactly true.
So, well, Ryan, I cannot thank you enough. We have to do part 2 because there's so much more we didn't even get to. We'll have to do part 2, but thank you so much for coming on and agreeing to come on. It's an absolute pleasure every time we do one of these shows. You're no exception. We'll get you there with the channel, but thank you so much for coming on.
Steve, thank you for giving me this opportunity on my platform just to say hello and like to be on camera, because like I love seeing the chat and talking with them and everything like that. But this is just awesome, and thank you.
Thank you, buddy. And chat, if you would, again, don't forget to subscribe to Ryan. He's going to have an awesome channel. He's a great chat member, so make sure you're there. Guys, please put the link to Meg's channel in there. We're all going to go over say hi to Meg. I don't know. Just put in trash can tables. That sounds good to you tonight. So, thank you all so much. Love you guys as always, and we will see you next time. Bye.